Front desk's over there.
Do you have an appointment?
I don't, sorry. My name is Hoshino, from the Genda Law. We're here to talk about a murder that took place in Kamurocho.
A murder?
A co-worker of ours named Shintani.
We have a record that he called this center, but we're hoping you can help us track down exactly...
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't provide...
Well, could I at least talk to Director Kido instead? He's an old friend of mine. Just let him know Yagami stopped by, to say hello.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Look over there.
Gentlemen, I really don't know what else you want from me. I have nothing more to say. I've told the police all that I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this, Director. Problem is, my partner here won't give it a rest till he sees the scene of the crime. But I'm sure we'll be leaving soon.
That's not what we agreed upon. You know this isn't about how long it takes.
And what about Okubo? I take it he's still not fessed up.
No, not quite as of yet, sir. We all saw where the body was. Exactly where he said it would be.
Quite true. Not much point in fighting this now. The Minister has made it clear that he wants it resolved soon as well. Just look at how much trouble one contractor has caused.
Sorry, which minister? I didn't know about this, sir.
The Health Minister. It's all his call how much funding we get.
Director, if I may, if you would just direct me to the scene of the crime, I could head over there myself. I'll be out of your hair in no time, I assure you.
I'd rather you didn't wander on your own. So instead, she can show you. Terasawa-kun, these gentlemen here are Shintani-sensei and,
Yagami.
It's a pleasure. I hope I can help you find what you need.
Well, with that, I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you again, Director. Apologies for all the trouble.
This way. I can show you how to get to Waku-san's room.
Who's Waku-san?
The guy who died in his room?
Oh, yeah. And you are... Terasawa-san, huh? Wow, you're young. And a looker to boot.
Can we keep this professional?
Huh?
Nice try, Shintani-sensei.
Not the friendliest girl in town, huh?
We're not exactly welcome guests here.
After I busted my ass to pass the bar, I always figured I'd have my pick of the ladies.
Right this way, please. Straight ahead is the ADDC's general ward. Waku-san's room is on... This was the room assigned to Waku-san.
What's down there?
That's the research wing, where they develop all our new drugs.
Oh.
You can't get in without a gold key card, though. Not even I have one.
Gold, huh?
I suppose because it's the heart of the center's operations.
Huh. Sounds like it's a whole nother world back there. Security like that must be a bitch. Come on, Yagami.
Before he died, Waku-san spent most of his time in here.
And when was he admitted?
2 years ago. With Alzheimer's.
Some kind of dementia, right?
Alzheimer's is a neurodegenerative disease that leads to dementia, yes. In fact, it's the cause of almost 70% of all dementia cases.
So, they're one and the same, kinda? Anyway, do what you gotta do, Yagami.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hey, has anyone else slept here since Waku-san's death?
Nobody, no.
And Waku-san was missing from his room the morning of the incident.
That's right.
So, he was murdered here, then carried out.
I can't say for sure.
The window's sealed shut. There's no way Waku-san could have escaped. Suspicious. All the rooms have windows like this, right? It seems like people would notice if something was going on in here.
Well, we only have so many employees in this ward. The halls stay fairly busy, but it's mostly dementia patients moving between...
I see. I wonder how the room looks.
You got all you need from here.
I think so. You can definitely see what's going on from... Shintani-sensei, can you lay on the bed for me?
I guess so. Care to join me, Terasawa-san? It was a joke.
So from this vantage point, you can't make out the person's face.
So, was this the colossal waste of time I knew it'd be?
Nope. I got something I'd only...
Does it matter? It's been days. Shinpei Okubo is guilty as hell.
Well, according to him, he's not...
Well, of course, that's what he says. Consider the... You want to review the case?
Sure.
Whatever you want. All right. Here we go. Our victim was the patient staying in this room. Koichi Waku. Male. Age 6. At 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the crime, the nurses noticed he was missing from his bed. Given Waku's degenerative state, they assumed he was... But after being unable to track him down, hospitals...
Right.
You know what a dementia patient's like, though. Hard to imagine they'd make it outside on their own. The only conclusion, then, was that somebody must have taken him out of the hospital. After inspecting all the cars that came in and out of the center, a laundryman by the name of Shinpei Okubo. It didn't take much prodding for Okubo to confess, burying Waku's body out in the... And lo and behold, 3 months after Waku disappeared, the cops found the cause of death was most likely suffocation. But they still don't know. Any objections to this so far?
Actually, yeah. You're forgetting...
And what's that?
Okubo-kun insists he didn't kill him. All he admits to is dumping the body.
No, come on, Yagami. Guy's got a history of assault, and it's all roughed up his girlfriend. Accidentally broke her.
Right, but that was over 6 years. He was just a kid. Got drunk.
And what? It's okay for a kid to hit a woman?
Of course not. But that's not...
True.
I don't condone what he did. But legally, committing one crime doesn't mean you're guilty.
Fine. But what about Okubo's shaky? He said he left the center at 10 a.m. after grabbing the sheets from the general ward. Claimed Waku-san's corpse somehow got loaded into his truck. Who's gonna believe?
If anyone should, it's his lawyers.
We're meeting with Okubo after. You should just be honest with him. Tell him that...
Are you two done here?
Yep. Can you show us the garage next? The one where Okubo-kun parked. The service entrance, I think it was. That's the only other place we'll need.
We'll need to take an elevator down there.
Follow me. Hey, Yagami. You're never gonna last if you keep taking case. Criminal suits are a constant test of your conviction. They don't even pay that well.
Careful who you say that around.
Look, take it from me. I've been around the block way long. Looks like a regular old garage to me.
You'd make it out with no problem if you put a body into your truck down here. It's quiet.
It is.
Hey, Yagami, check this out. These are the carts they use to collect sheets and linens. Day of the crime, Okubo was all over the hospital with one of these things. Would have been simple for him to sneak a body in there and cart it...
Maybe so. Well, where was Okubo parked on the day of the incident?
The truck was parked here, with the back facing the elevator. Here's a recreation of it.
I see.
DNA evidence from the victim was found in the flatbed of the truck. That's proof enough that the body was there. When they confronted Okubo, he flat out admitted it.
There was evidence that the body was in Okubo's truck. When was Waku-san last seen?
Just before 8 a.m.
Yeah, 7:50 to be precise. An ADD he claims he saw him nice and cozy in his bed.
I see. Can we talk to this witness?
I tried to get an appointment, but they shut me down. Said they don't want us interfering with their...
They're not willing to make an exception?
This isn't an issue you want to push, Yagami. Worst case scenario, you get charged with witness.
All right. Anyway...
That's right. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock, so the patients who can walk on their own gather in the break room. But on the day of his disappearance, 8:30 came and went with...
You thought you'd find him quickly. Didn't exactly turn out that way.
Right.
Got that, Yagami? Here, let's go over some more details. What we know is, Waku was taken out of his room sometime between 7:50 when he was last seen, and 8:30 when everyone noticed he was gone. During that 40-minute span, somebody suffocated Waku and stuffed him into the laundry bin. Nobody suspected there was a body in the cart. And the only clear culprit was Okubo, the man in charge of the laundry. To further back this up, DNA evidence from Waku was found in Okubo's truck. Then when the police questioned Okubo, he confessed to burying the body in the mountains of Okutama. 3 months after the crime, Waku's corpse was finally found. With me? I know you're getting into this, but come on, just give it up already.
Even though Okubo says he's innocent, I promised him we'd do everything we could.
Not my problem. You shouldn't make promises.
Fine, then I'll do it alone.
Even if I'm not, the loss will hurt Genda's.
I'm sorry, but our client says he's innocent. I can't back...
Fine.
If you like, I could take you to see Waku-san.
You don't mind? That would be...
Are you...
Not yet. The window's sealed shut. There's no... Waku-san was here until the morning of the incident. Yeah, I've seen...
How long will Okubo-san's sentence be?
Huh?
If he's found guilty.
Probably 10 years, maybe more.
And what if he confesses? Would they
Well, at the very least, it'd make a better impression than insisting he did...
But you're still going to push an innocent plea? Even though Okubo-san is the one who'll suffer for it?
If he's really not guilty, he won't have to. I'll win. But to be perfectly honest, this is my...
What?
Civil cases have been a mixed bag for me, too. I've actually lost more than I've won.
Is that so?
Apparently, a smart lawyer would never even consider an innocent plea. Guess it's a good thing that I'm not so smart then. Because I honestly believe I can... Terasawa-san, were you close to Okubo-kun?
I spoke to him pretty often, yes. I would see him around the ward all the time.
And what did you think of him? Did he seem like the kind of guy who'd do something...
I'm sorry. The director
Wait! If you know anything that can help, just get in touch. I'll do whatever it takes to set up, but I can't do it alone. Just... give it... Just now, we went to the ADDC. Thought I should have a look at things with my own eyes.
And? How did it go?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Hey,
Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
it's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end. I really have nothing to lose by helping you out.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
On the day of the crime, you were in the general ward at the ADDC, yes? Starting at 8 a.m., you went around to each room and gathered the...
Yes. Nobody would...
And after that, you covered Wakusan's nose and mouth, suffocated.
That's not true. Waku-san wasn't there when... I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden.
Yes.
Then, after debating whether or not to report the body, you chose to hide.
I had a criminal assault on my record. I knew the police would have suspected me if I...
Aren't you forgetting the bad blood you had with Waku-san?
Huh?
Bad blood.
3 days before the murder, Waku-san claimed Okubo-kun here punched him and stole his wallet. They told me all about it at the center.
When did you even ask?
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan. Even if I bitch about it, I'm...
Well, Okubo-kun, did you...
Not quite. They call it delusion of theft. It's a symptom of dementia. You think something's been stolen from you, then blame the first person you see. Not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason, so when Waku-san tried to hit you, you just about hit him back.
But I didn't hit him.
No. You murdered.
I wouldn't kill a man over something like that.
Ah, come on, Okubo-kun.
It wasn't me. Please, you have to believe me. Whoever did...
Calm down.
Yagami-sensei.
I do.
Okay. The next...
Fine. I can take a hint. You and Yagami-sensei...
Hey, you know that nurse, Teras? Sounded like she was worried about you. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
I don't know.
So Shintani just left you hang. He's got to learn some damn patience.
Maybe so. But this...
Huh.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
Have you seen Mafia lately?
Where's this coming from?
She's just not that great with men. I suggest you be more assertive.
Right.
You mean that friend of yours, sorry? She's got Shintani. Said he'd have been nicer to you if he knew you had friends who looked like her.
Hey, nothing... Regardless, keep it on the down...
Yet? That word says more than you think. I'll keep my lip.
Mafia-kun's a prosecutor, right? Isn't it kind of taboo for her to date a defense attorney?
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first.
That's the plan.
What is your plan here?
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that's...
Yeah?
Take a look at this. This is the laundry bin that was thought to have been used to transport Wakusan. Okubo-kun, the laundryman, would have been responsible for.
Where exactly are
It
you?
was only about 40 minutes between when Wakusan was last seen and when he disappeared. There's only one way his body could have been carried out discreetly. And that's...
Hey, I don't want to be a downer.
That's not my point, though. The evidence I showed you is...
That evidence won't win you.
What the hell's your
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
That bastard. Oh, he's eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried to stop him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Hey! Wait up! You won't get away! Hold up! You won't get away! Hold up! A woman?
Help!
Aren't you...
Let me...
We got a groper out here? Not on my watch, you son of a bitch! Ah!
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Did you really need to run away like that? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just...
Okay, but did you have to? Not that he didn't have it. Anyway, I'm listening. No matter what it is, anything you tell me will fall under client attorney.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that...
And this is him?
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of... But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the...
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but... And if I had to guess, I'd say the other...
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned...
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor, but that's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And
None of you would testify?
maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway.
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is...
Oh, really? Sounds like I finally...
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients. In the general, on the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7.
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast. I always head to the break room myself.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eat. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as...
The door has a window.
And this is the room you're referring to?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, he was asleep, with a blanket.
And what time was...
Around...
No further question.
Yagami-sensei.
She actually asked to testify.
Not really, no.
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather and as a medical professional, I felt his actions were
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his... However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from...
I have evidence supporting Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed... In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san. The murderer was already... What? He then killed Waku-san after Shono-san left. After that, he used a laundry cart to carry the body down to Okubo-san's truck in the garage.
But there was only one person seen taking a laundry... And that's Oku? Are you saying he...
Huh?
Please. You know that.
Sorry, our witness, Shono-san, claims... However, I'm not convinced... It's a photograph. In other words, Waku-san... At the time, the defendant hadn't yet collected the linens. In fact, he hadn't even arrived at the ADDC. Meaning, Okubo-san could not have been the murderer.
Assuming that's true, then, why did he go through the trouble of hiding Waku-san's body?
Huh?
Please.
Sorry, our witness... However... Please, it's a photograph. In other words... Shono-san...
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulb. He couldn't have been able to identify it, so to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite...
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by look. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched up...
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between... They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his... But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination. Shono-san.
Yes?
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into—
I saw...
And did you get a clear look?
So
it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that— Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading—
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked— Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable— I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against— With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's—
The prosecution does not consider the witness. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he's—
So, your whole case is based on a fuzz— This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on—
Dr. Shono is a bright— After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed after paying his own way through medical school. He went on to become the head researcher. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the— leading to his vow. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer—
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse? "6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. And the cause? Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant, given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here.
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated. Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia. That it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he
wanted me to keep this a secret. Not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating. Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is. But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand. Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing,
But
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you...
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
Ah, I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no... Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my...
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter?
I'm investigating him, and I'll need your cooperation with it.
Yes, I see. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani's...
You have no idea what he wanted to talk...
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san. It's...
Oh, really?
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on it. Sometimes, complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives. Perhaps Shintani-san...
Have you heard of the mole murders taking 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out? Shintani was killed in this...
I've seen them.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to the...
Huh? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can...
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently in. That would be you. I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer, Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer, Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir.
You can make this easier if you come now.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere?
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore. Your friend's nothing. Just come along quietly.
Why do you suspect me anyway?
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the—
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroyo-san.
Before we go, can we speak to Shonos? We need to know why Shintani called.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get now.
No problem.
This is really getting out of hand, don't you think? I can't believe that detective thinks you're a material.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking, but what I'm more interested in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the...
Beats me. For now, let's focus on Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
Agreed. Let's see... What?
Can I help you?
Actually, I've already been here. I was just...
Oh, of course.
Well, not exactly. I'd actually like... Where would I be able to...
Let me see. That should be the research wing. I believe...
Probably need a gold keycard to...
That's correct, sir. I should be able to lend you one with the director. Just give me a moment to ask.
Actually, I'll try back later.
Are you sure?
Good call. There's no chance Kido-san would let us in.
At least now we know where Shono...
Yeah. I wonder if there's a map...
The service entrance parking lot. All the delivery people come in and out through here. This is where Okubo's truck was parked 3 years ago. Hey, this leads to the research wing.
The receptionist said he would be in the protein abnormalities lab. Huh. Well, I get...
Suspicious. This goes over to the hospital. I think Waku-san was up on the 4th floor. What the? Suspicious. Some kind of security gate, huh? The research wing must be just past there.
Yes, ma'am?
This is one of Shono-san's researchers. She was just about to return to the lab.
Oh?
My name's Hashimoto. I can show you into Dr. Shono's lab if you'd like.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Great. We'll take you up.
Wonderful. Hashimoto-san just happened to be passing.
Thank you.
Right this way.
I really appreciate this, Hashimoto-san. I'm Yagami.
And I'm Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm glad to help a guest of Director Kido's. This place is so massive, you practically need a tour guide to get around. I hope you're okay with walking.
So, Hashimoto-san, what kind of work do you yourself do here?
I'm part of the team developing... Dr. Shono is the head of that team, but I'm pretty new around.
Speaking of, what...
Well, the AD comes from the name of the Advanced Drug Development Center, ADDC. And it's the 9th drug our department's...
Oh.
It'll be the first dementia-curing drug. Seems like it's really getting fast-tracked because of that. But there's a lot riding on this one, right?
That's right. Do you know how many dementia patients...
A couple 100,000, at least.
Right. As of 2012, there were...
That many?
By 2025, that number will increase to at least 7 million. Potentially up to 13 million. That's 1 in every 9 people.
Yikes.
However, as a nation, we're already at capacity in caring. In many cases, people over 60 are stuck looking after their dementia-struck parents in their own home. Worldwide, it's estimated there will be 135 million patients. In other words, AD9 could save the world.
I gotta say, this is making me feel kinda bad about how we treated Kido-san back there.
Director Kido will go down in history if we...
A lot's changed in 3 years. The bastard's really made a name for himself.
Be nice.
Dr. Shono is right over... Well, if you'll excuse...
Shono-san.
Yagami-san?
Hey, calm down.
I can't do that. Kido-san doesn't know you're here.
Is there a problem?
Ichinose-san.
I've never heard you raise your voice, Shono.
Aren't you the guy?
My name is I'm here from the Ministry of Health, offering political support to AD9's development.
Kido-san called you Vice Minister.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Pretty lofty for a Vice Minister. You can boss scientists around, but I'm not biting.
So I see.
Shono-san, please. I just need a few minutes to talk. We'll leave right after we're done, promise.
I already told you I can't. Not without Kido-san here.
I need you to tell me, why did Shintani call you?
Shintani? I've never heard that name in my life.
This is important, Shono. You have to have some idea.
Please, I don't... Now get out of here. I'm calling Director...
Do what you want. Just let me ask you one thing first. You seem awfully deferent. I mean, you won't even talk to me if the guy's not here. So why are you so...
Well, given how much tax money is going into the development of it's become... As such, the director is being extremely cautious.
But I'm not here to talk. I need to know why Shintani...
And I already told you I don't know.
What the... What are you doing here?
Kido-san.
I believe I told you to leave. What about...
I wanted to ask about...
About which I already said Shono...
And I needed to hear that from him.
Enough. Call...
We were just leaving. Come on, Hoshino-kun.
I'll be filing a complaint with the Bar Association, under the Minister's name.
The Minister of Health?
That's right. Minister Kazami expects great things, and he won't tolerate distractions from your...
I feel like we came up empty-handed. Why would Shintani-sensei have called Shono-san? Yagami-san?
That wasn't the first time I've heard about Minister Kazami.
Huh?
When was it, though? Who was talking to me about the Ministry? It must have been Ayabe. I definitely remember him mentioning Minister Kazami. We were talking about how the Kyorei clan ended up in Kamura. Apparently, they're being used as muscle for a construction company called the Kajihira Group. A while back, Chairman Kajihira himself was going around, laying the political groundwork for it, and one of the people he met with was now...
Huh.
You'd think he'd go to the Ministry of Land, though. His project has nothing to do with... What would he gain from meeting...
That's true. Do you think it has to do with our...
I don't know. Depends on what the two of them were talking about.
In that case, maybe our Kajihira expert can help us out with...
Who?
Sugiura-san. He used...
Oh, yeah.
So, you want to know how Kajihira and Kazami are...
Yeah. Any way you can...
Not really sure, but...
Thanks.
You're still at the ADDC, yeah? Just give me...
Oh, Yagami, I'm gonna head back to the office. Apparently, a journalist named Hattori barged into the office.
Me?
It sounds like he's looking into Shintani-sensei's murder. Anyway, I'll go ahead and...
You'll be Genda-sensei's ace attorney before...
Nah, I don't know if I'm ready.
Why?
Too much responsibility for a guy my age. I think I make a much better...
Okay. But when that...
I don't know that it will. Being a professional sidekick for the rest of my life?
Hmm? Huh? Nah. Huh? Yep.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Hmm? Hmm. Nah.
お願いね。
Nice.
ちょっと。あれ？
Hmm?
Yep. Yep.
That'll do it.
Yagami-san.
Seriously? Yeah!
Yeah.
Okay. Yagami-san. Yeah! Thank you so much! Okay. Oh, Yagami-san. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yep. Huh? Oh, jeez. Happy to hear it. Okay. Okay. Oh! That's true. Okay. Yeah! Oh, Yagami-san. I see. Hmm?
Yeah. Hmm?
Oh, Yagami-san. Okay. Hmm? No! Okay.
すいません。
Yep.
No! What?
Wow, really? Huh? Hey.
Hey. Okay. Okay. Yagami-san.
What a waste. Excuse me.
Bring it on.
Yagami! Come and get it!
Really, guys?
Yagami-san.
What a waste.
どちらまで行かれます？それでは出発いた。
いらっしゃいませ。
いや、今外出てるんですよ。ええ、だから急いでもう1時間ぐらいかかっちゃいそうで。
Ah, it's the spot.
八神さん。
Hmm?
Hmm. すみませんでした。
Hey.
Hmm. いらっしゃいませ。
八神さん。
Hey.
Hmm?
Hey.
It's me.
八神さん。
And stay down.
Yagami-san!
Hey.
Ah. ありがとうございました。
Huh?
どちらまで行かれますか？そうですか。またよろしく。
八神さん。
Hmm? Hmm. Hmm?
Boy. Yeah.
どちらまで行か。それでは出発いた。
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's true. Okay. Okay. Yagami-san. You know, I've been meaning to tell you this for a little while, and I realized just how important you've been this whole time to me. We've been through so much. It feels like we've known each other for such a long time now. Yagami-san, well, I guess I just gotta say it. Are you ready? I love you, and the only thing I want is for us to be together. There. I said it. Yagami-san. Huh? Okay. It really is like a dream. Hey. Takayuki-san.
You don't give up, do you? And stay down.